Hello YouTubers, and welcome to Chapter 3, Classical India. Let's look at some vocabulary from this time period and just look at a couple of words today. I think the words I want to focus on during this YouTube video are monsoons and Aryans. And the monsoons and the Aryans can provide us a good glimpse into why India is the way that it is. The first one is purely a natural, physical phenomenon, and the second one being a cultural hearth from India. So, as you know, pre-classical India was dominated by the Indus Valley River civilization as its kind of first civilization of peoples. Having not been able to decipher their script, we don't really know much about that early civilization. So, but what we do know is that a lot of it was either wiped out by invasion or by weather. And the monsoons equals weather, and the Aryans equal invasion. So let's take a look at both of those right now. So the monsoons is a season in India where in the summertime there's massive rain, which is coming from the Indian Ocean and sweeping across India from the south to the north until it gets to the Himalaya mountains, and then it comes back down from the Himalayas down back to the Indian Ocean during the winter time, October through December-ish. So the monsoon season is incredibly important in India for a couple of reasons. The first is that it provides a kind of predictable, similar to the Nile River, predictable inundation of water onto the fields for the farmers. So farmers rely on monsoon rains in order to sustain their agricultural output throughout the growing season. And if the rains come too late, or they're not strong enough and they don't have enough water, then the growing season is weak, or there's a drought, which means they don't have enough water to sustain a crop. And if the monsoons are too strong or come too early, they can throw off the balance of farming as well, or cause floods, and it's just not pretty. So the monsoons are this somewhat reliable and somewhat predictable weather pattern that sustain life in India, and it's unique to most other places who rely on pretty predictable river systems in order to create, or weather systems to create their agricultural growing season. But in India, this is absolutely vital to their development. The second word that we're looking at today is the Aryans, and the Aryans provide this foundation of pre-classical India. So before we get to the classical period of the Maurya and Gupta Empire, we have the Aryans who provided this foundational cultural hearth for India, and they brought a few things with them. The Aryans brought a written system which we actually know and can decipher, which is Sanskrit. So with Sanskrit, they produced the second very important thing, which is the early Vedas and epic writings, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana and the Rig Veda, and other epic writings which kind of form the foundation for the Hindu religion, this polytheistic religion upon which most Indian culture has kind of grown from. And so the Aryans are kind of responsible for this early foundational period. The Aryans also brought and used early on, after they started settling into farming villages in India, they brought with them the early caste system, so the Varnas system, which is where people had, it was a very rigid social structure that the Aryans brought with them. And so this came to dominate India and Hinduism with the caste system, upon which people kind of built their lives, and they were born in one caste and they remained in that caste for their entire life. They associated with people within their caste. This led to, the people who were in the upper caste being able to kind of hold their position against the people in the caste below them. And at the top of the caste were the priests and the warriors who made up the noble class in India. So monsoons and Aryans, both of which make up a huge part of the cultural hearth in India and a big part of what life in India is like. Check out a link that I've got to what the monsoon is all about. I looked at a pretty good video about it that you can check out. And then we'll continue next time with a couple more vocab words. So keep being awesome. Bye.